Yeah, like as far as your sound, like and your overall style as an artist, how would you describe it?
You know, I get that question, and when other people ask me and stuff, and it's really, really difficult to gauge, like in terms of articulating it, because I can only describe myself as myself.
Right.
Like I do what I like, I do what I feel, and I don't really care too much what anyone really thinks about it. I have to be like just whatever vibe I'm in, that's what I go for. Um, it's difficult. It's really, really difficult to try to describe though. Um, it's really just me. That's just the best way I can put it, honestly.
Okay, so just to try to find out some more info, like, so who are some of your favorite artists then?
And it's funny because the stuff that I do probably doesn't even reflect the artist that I really look up to the most. But of course, Michael Jackson is like tip top. Then it's Prince.
Yeah.
Of course, like R. Kelly, your R. Kelly's, your Ushers, a lot of traditional R&B and stuff like that. So that, and especially like '90s R&B, like that shit is just like rich in my blood. Like what I'm saying, like a motherfucker. But one of the things that I do more so now, probably more than anything, is because at first I wasn't listening to a lot of what's going on like now and stuff like that, but I do it a lot more now, just on the way that I could, like I said, like the '90s sound, and like those guys are so like rich within how I do certain things. I know that if I was to somehow blend that with what's going on right now, that would make it unique within itself in terms of how I go and stuff, to make it sound just a little more just to make it more so genuine and stuff like that, more genuine to who I am, because I can have that traditional sound, but then it's a nigga from the hood too, so I got a lot of edge to me also. So it's just a nice way to blend the two, I guess you can say.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, my next question is kind of rare. I know you're a big sports fan,
Oh yeah.
like a major sports fan,
Mm-hmm.
Lakers fan, all that good stuff,
Yeah.
Cowboys fan. If you had to describe HBK as a sports team, a current sports team, actually, let's take current out. Any sports team that
Mm-hmm.
stood out to you, who would it be and why?
I would honestly, and I'm not even being biased when I say this because I am a huge Cowboys fan. But I'm just saying, like in general, like within the last, not of right now, because niggas are 7-1 right now. You feel me? But I would probably say the Cowboys, because overall, niggas been individually like talented,
Yeah,
like what I'm saying, like for the longest. And it's just like the Cowboys. The Cowboys just have all of these great players individually, but um they haven't all the way quite put it together yet as a team to
yeah,
fully, what I'm saying, like cross the threshold. And I say that with us because we still have so much farther to go. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like just beyond what's been done. Because what we've done so far, by the grace of God, is unheard of in terms of like the Bay Area and stuff like that. Like, I mean, HBK has brought a plaque back, what I'm saying? Like then
yeah.
opened up floodgates for, what I'm saying, like for numerous situations that followed.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but collectively, we haven't gone as far as we could. Like the story is still being written
Right.
in terms of that. So I would say that we're the Cowboys.
Okay, and taking it even deeper, if you were an athlete, it doesn't matter what sport, who would you be?
Deion Sanders,
Deion Sanders. I forget why you say that.
my favorite athlete of all time. You look good. What was the line he say? You look good, you feel good. You feel good, you play good. You play good, they pay good. Um, so yeah, like that's like that's just kind of how I kind of go about that. Go about that mantra. I'm in the my fashion, my shoes. Um, and I try to be real. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm just really, really like particular about like my sound and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. I could be flamboyant, very, very confident, and I'm not afraid to let you know about it. And I would like to believe that I'm supremely talented in
Right.
what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but not only in just like making music, but then like just in terms of like even like I feel like I can act really well. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Like I feel like I just can do a multitude of things and stuff like that as Dion, who is also the only athlete to have a championship in two major sports.
Right.
So I feel like I'm somebody like him.
And speaking of acting, since you brought that up, I remember you did a short film.
Yeah. I did a couple of short films actually.
Like, what
Trying
was
to
up
think
with
which
that?
one you thinking about.
Think about the one where you grew your beard out and you had an afro for a
That
second.
one never came out.
For
That
real.
one never I never finished it. I
Wow.
never finished it. But yeah, I grew my hair out and everything. Yep, I was doing a short film on just going on everyone having struggles, on two different sides of the spectrum. It was this guy who basically had everything at his feet. Like he had a beautiful wife, kids, and stuff like that, but he never made time for him. And so his wife ended up leaving him. Like he just ended up coming home. He was gone. Like and she left the wedding ring there. And then on the opposing side, it was this guy who was a really really good student. Just fell into a trap at a school party, and ended up you know, uh, doing drugs, and he got hooked
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. And then he couldn't, he was trying to scrape up money that he knew he had a problem. He was trying to check himself into rehab. Um, just ended up losing his way and became really, really homeless and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then, the two end up, you know, uh, crossing paths and stuff. And I'm losing my train of thought on even how the whole thing was supposed to play out. But basically, the overall message was the fact that everyone, has their problems. Like despite, like your problems are
Yeah.
problems to you. Like no matter how they like, you could be going through something that's like really affecting you, and it might not be the
Yeah.
same to me. But
Yeah.
the fact that it's affecting you, is that makes it a problem. Especially if you're somebody that I consider a friend or somebody I care about, just even as a human being.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we need to be more subconscious of that when it comes down to people in general, especially like the homeless and stuff like that. Because I was homeless,
Mm-hmm.
like my family and stuff like that when I was younger, and you would see these people in the street, and you would just and they're asking for money and stuff like that, and I feel like that's when all of your pride is stripped down and stuff like that. When that's how you got to get by,
Yeah.
and you don't know how these people got there.
Right.
It's like whether you give them money or not. For whatever reason, chances are people feel like they're like they're drug users or whatever. You have no idea what they were even there for
What got
to
them to
begin.
that position?
Right. So I try, like despite like I don't really be having conversations with a lot of like homeless people and stuff like that, but I always keep loose change on me, loose dollars on me. I don't like to give them change, but just for stuff like that, just to
Right. Right.
for whatever, just try to get them the tools for them to do whatever it is that they're gonna do. But I do that without judgment.
Mm-hmm.
So that was ultimately what the short film was supposed to be about. I might try to, like
Revamp it.
revamp it or something like that, because and tinker some things because I can barely remember what I even how I put it together, but I feel like it could be something.
Do you see yourself like going deeper in the film world? Or, like, are you interested in doing more acting? Because I personally told myself I'm gonna take some acting classes and I'm gonna
Hmm.
start acting.
Honestly, I would love like as much as I am to Michael Jackson, there would never be another Michael Jackson. So I never wanted to like tread that water, but someone who I always like looked up to was Jamie Foxx
Mm-hmm.
for how he was able to like no matter what it is that he does, you take him seriously. If he's
Mm-hmm.
doing some stand up comedy, you take it seriously. Music, movies, like whatever, you take him seriously. And
Right.
he's going to do his job well. He's going to execute. So that was always something that I strive to be. I want to do something like I want to, do music. I love to sing. Like I love to do, like just anything music related and stuff like that. And I love, playing around in film. Like I love showing how diverse my personality is and things of that nature. So, and Donald Glover, that's his name, right? Childish
Yeah.
Gambino.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, him. You know what I'm saying? That's someone who who I like to look at also because he does the same thing. He got Atlanta and stuff going on right now, and
Mm-hmm.
he had a successful album and stuff like that. So that's just I want to go, I want to weave through those lanes that they weave through.
Yeah, I think it's really just fascinating and it's a different type of challenge. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Just as a creative, I think it's cool to just expand your palette.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really cool. But like, what for the people out there? is coming next? Like, what's the next move, and what are you working on? What can they expect? All that kind of good stuff.
Oh yeah, so I am working on my EP.
Hmm.
It's actually called Color Me Bad. I'm really really excited about that.
Yeah,
But I don't want to give away too many details in terms of with everything that's going to follow like behind it. But just know that I'm basically describing myself in a multitude of ways. I'm expressing myself in a multitude of ways, and my colors and colors and moods that match,
yeah,
these expressions and things of that nature. So and the music will reflect that also,
yeah.
which also has some features and production from this man
You know,
here.
I'm happy to
So
be a part of the project,
who
man. I
knows what's
support the vision.
coming along and stuff like that. So um, and I've been working on it for so long, man, but I finally feel like I'm at my like last little. And it's funny because I always say that, but like now I can confidently say like I'm really at the last little steps of it and stuff like that.
Yeah, because
So
you was getting a jam mode.
I was getting the jam mode. That's a whole nother creature though.
Hater alert. Drop that music, Jan.
J Ant need to drop.
But more
Cause that
importantly,
nigga got so much music, boy, so much raw shit.
man, come on, man. We could talk. We could have a whole separate little tapped in episode.
Please tell me you gonna tap in with this nigga.
I'm gonna definitely tap in, man.
Bring
if I
that
could
nigga
track him
in.
down, we gonna go on location and
That
try to
nigga's
tap
like
in.
a fucking unicorn.
But yeah, like I'm excited to hear that Color Me Bad project, man, in its entirety with the visuals. It's just something I
And
think
that's
is
another
necessary.
because I
It's your
got a
first thing. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
And the thing with that is I have a lot of music, man, like in videos and stuff. Like I have not, because my thing was I would put out a song and then I would just overthink too much of what to follow it up with, and then
Mhm.
like time would just pass, and then it'd
Yeah,
just be too long and stuff like that. So basically, now what I've been doing is I just been stacking all the content, something that I got from your ass. I seen that you
yeah,
always do.
yeah,
So yeah, I just been stacking hella content and stuff like that. So when the rollout plan is executed, it doesn't fall on deaf ears
hmm,
like it would. You know what I'm saying? Like the mistakes I've made in the past
yeah,
and stuff like that. So I'm definitely really really excited to finally do it right this time.
for
You know.
sure, for sure, and that's what it's gonna be. You know,
Mm-hmm.
only step out the right way, and I know you're gonna do it,
Oh,
man.
yeah,
But
absolutely.
once again, let the people know where they can find you online.
You can find me online at Rossi Sings. That's on everything actually. Twitter.com. Rossi Sings, ROSSI SINGS. That's on Instagram, that's Tumblr, that's Facebook, YouTube, SoundCloud. That's like everything. Everything is Rossi Sings.
Salute, man. Well, thanks for coming on the show, bro.
Appreciate you for having me, man.
You already know, tapped in with IAMSU, locked in the boy Rossi.
Come on, man.
Hey.
Guarantee your hoe tryna go with me. iPhone and a Gmail. Tryna stack my chips up.